Welcome to the channel recap. The past couple weeks have been quite busy across all the channels, with the release of 5 new Diablo 2 builds, the expansion of our Diablo 2 game manual series, as well as a shift to more focused and to-the-point videos for the First Strike series, not to mention the launch of a new Let's Play series on the side. Links to all of these videos and more can be found in the description, but for those of you just wanting a quick wrap-up, let's jump on in. The new builds were a mix of challenge builds and for fun builds, with some of them actually catching a little controversy with the latest Diablo 2 Resurrected patch, namely the Burning Plague Necromancer build that was built around actually using Trangul's shapeshift elemental skills, and the Infinity Nova Sorceress designed around packing deadly lightning with a pinch of fire to help with bosses. Despite the random rage yelling that Firewall is hot garbage now, the reality is both of these builds function just fine, as the engulfing things in fire strategy still performs its duty as a secondary element for the characters, even if you can't stack several of them on top of each other anymore. And the speed of both of these builds in normal player counts has not been affected. The less controversial builds were based around a bit more of a challenge mindset, with Trogdor, the Holy Fire Paladin, taking the designs of the Tesladin and shifting them over to a similarly high-level fire aura and boosts. While not as punchy with his zeal as a Tesladin, he definitely still packs a punch and deals damage to a much larger radius. The other Paladin build was more of a difficult challenge to achieve, with the goal of taking the lessons from the Infinity Sorceress and moving into the sphere of a Holy Shock Paladin. While fun to play, the Infinity Avenger is not something for the faint of heart, since while it dishes out truly massive damage to rank-and-file enemies, it also receives damage just as quickly, so you'll want to keep moving and keep those potions topped off. The final build was on the entire opposite end of the spectrum, the Aura Commander, a melee necromancer build based around stacking massive numbers of auras on their army, while waiting in next to them to chop down the more dangerous foes, while minions play distraction. Reasonably quick, extremely deadly, and extremely safe, this is one of the more entertaining endgame summoner builds for the Necromancer, and I wholeheartedly recommend trying a variant of it if you want something you can play while chatting with your friends online for that low-stress life. As far as the Diablo 2 game manual series, we've completed the entirety of the Runeward series, from claws to polearms and everything between and beyond. So with that done, it's time for us to move on to the unique spheres. Some of these will be longer just due to the sheer number of items in them, but others are short because they were underserved. Either way, the plan is to move through them and start in on the set items and crafting items along the way. Outside of the Diablo 2 sphere, we have the new format for reviews, with the goal being between 5 and 10 minutes for each video based on your votes. I'm hoping the new format is more informative without being too long, since that was an issue with the old freeform format of the past. The reviews we've released in this initial week of this format have involved updating some of our old previous videos, such as the Grim Dawn review trimmed down to a 7-minute summary explaining the depth and interest in the systems of one of the action RPG pillars of the modern gaming scene. We also have a reboot of a more retro-styled review of the game Monster Rancher to celebrate the interesting Monster Battler and Life Sim's 25th anniversary alongside the release of the DX remasters on PC and Switch. And lastly, we also have the first release of a game that impressed me for far more than I anticipated it would, and that is the weird Zelda and Dark Souls inspired Blue Fire, which, if you enjoy the 3D Zelda games of previous years, you will love this one too. And last but not least, this week we've actually launched our first non-Diablo 2 Let's Play in quite a while over on Let's Play Everything, with the Grim Dawn Soldier playthrough, which is proving to be a lot of fun to focus down on, rather than having to worry about experimenting with multiple classes and balancing all the damage types between each other. I am liking having this just really focused build for going through the normal difficulty. And as always, all of this is only possible thanks to the patrons and channel members, and I hope to see you on future videos as well as future updates. And don't worry, I'm figuring out just what to do on the 10K celebration video still, but it is going to eventually come.